So I've had this cough for 2 months now, so I don't think it's going to go away too easily. Now is the time for us to practice some formal meditation. So in a formal meditation, we give some importance to the external conditions and try to make them as conducive as possible. And so we're fortunate that we have this hall in which the sounds of the city are almost non-existent, which the air conditioning provides an environment that's not too hot, not too cold. Now, as regards the immediate environment of the mind is our bodies, so we give some interest and attention to the best way to sit. Now, since before the time of the Buddha, spiritual seekers have preferred the cross-legged posture because it provides the body with a firm triangular foundation, and one in which the body can be held erect and still, and one in which we can sit for a long time without any damage being done to the body. But it's not always possible and convenient to sit on the floor in that way. But the two essential features of a good meditation posture are firstly that the back is straight without being rigid, because it's very easy to see that the posture of the back affects the quality of mindfulness, and without a straight back it's much more likely that you become sleepy. You can also imagine as if there were like a string or something from the top of the head, just pulling the top of the head, the crown of the head, upwards towards the ceiling. As regards the placing of the hands and the feet, the legs, then that's really up to you, whatever works. But the other main element is the stillness of the body. So once you've gained a reasonably comfortable posture, then try as far as possible to be still. Now, our relationship to our mental world is probably best characterized as addiction. And so the meditation techniques are all ways of weaning the mind off its addictions. So coming off of an addiction is never easy, and there will always be some struggle in the mind. So when you start to put your attention on an object, then if you've never done this before, then don't be at all surprised if you find it very difficult because you are going against the stream of habit and the energy of addiction. But if you persevere, then you will gradually begin to see results. So one of the initial benefits of meditation is that it reveals to you exactly what's going on in your mind. Usually we just follow the thought of the moment, the emotion of the moment, and there is an immediate identification with it. But once we adopt this strategy of inviting the mind to pay attention to a single object, then every other object in the mind, every other phenomena in the mind is now seen as an obstruction or as a distraction from the object that we've chosen. So even in the beginning, when it's very difficult to have more than a few seconds even of clarity of mind, then please recognize that some very important work is being done, in that you are perhaps for the first time experiencing mental states as mental states rather than as aspects of who you are. And the extent to which you can undermine, reduce that identification with mental states is the extent to which you can come to understand and experience a sense of inner freedom. So today I would like to encourage you to turn your mind to the breath. As the breath is an object which is not perfect for everyone, but it works for most people. The value of the breath is that it's always there. You don't have to be a Buddhist or don't have to make a leap of faith to simply try to observe your normal breathing process. But usually we don't observe the breath unless we're having difficulty breathing. So now we're looking at the normal breath. And if we consider, we can probably watch a play or a movie or a sports match for an hour or even longer without any difficulty at all. And yet we find being with the breath very difficult. Why is that? One reason is that when we're watching an entertainment, although our minds are not drifting off into the past and future, they are just following the stream. They're being pulled along by the qualities of the entertainment. So the mind is in a semi-hypnotic state. But you cannot just allow your mind to drift along in a semi-hypnotic state with the breath, because there's nothing fascinating, interesting, exciting about the breath at all. You're only able to stay with the breath if you make a constant, well-balanced and wise effort to do so. This is why it's a training. Now, if you've never tried to spend time with the breath or use the breath as an object before, then to begin with, a very relaxed and enjoyable way to do this is just to feel like the body is an oxygen balloon which is expanding and contracting in this very natural way without you doing anything. And just feel the breath throughout your body as you inhale and as you exhale. Feel the breath in the head. Feel the breath in the face, in the neck. Feel the breath in the shoulders and the arms and the hands and the fingers. Feel the breath in the breast, in the chest, in the tummy, in the back. Feel the breath in the buttocks, the legs, the knees, the calves, the feet, the toes. As you breathe in, As you breathe out, just feel the breath right throughout the body. This expansion and contraction of the lungs and all of the attendant feelings throughout the body. So this is a very relaxed way of developing some familiarity with the breathing process. So you're not having to do anything. It's a practice of being present to what is already occurring, of being observant of physical sensations throughout the body, from the head down to the toes, which are associated with the inhalation and the exhalation. If your mind wanders off, don't fall into the trap of irritation or discouragement, but very simply return again to the sensation of the breath throughout the body. So the next step is to focus the attention on one particular point within the body, a point at which the sensation of the breath is clear and comfortable. The most popular point at which to observe the breath is to be in the area of the tip of the nose and the upper lip. But this is not compulsory. Some meditators prefer to observe the breath in the chest area and others in the abdomen. But once you make a choice, then stick to that choice, don't move around. And now rather than following the sensations of the breath in different areas of the body, now the mindfulness is like a gatekeeper, simply being aware of the sensation at that one particular point. Now there are also some different options. First option is to create some connection between the mind and the sensation of the breath by being closely observant of the particular characteristics of the breath. For instance, whether the breath is long or short, whether it is coarse or fine, observing the temperature of the in-breath and the out-breath, etc. So that effort to closely observe the sensation of the breath serves as a means of strengthening the connection between the mind and the breath and reduces the likelihood of the mind wandering off. Another common means towards the same end is to use a bodhikama or a mantra. The most commonly used mantra in the Thai forest tradition is a variation on the word Buddha. It is the word Butto. So the meditator inwardly recites But on the in breath and To on the out breath. So the mantra again serves as a means of strengthening the connection between the mind and the breath. One more option is to count the breaths, and the method I would suggest is that as you breathe in, you count 1, you breathe out, count 1, and then breathe in 2, out 2, in 3, out 3, in 4, out 4, in 5, out 5. Now if you become distracted and you forget what you're doing, then you have to begin again. But if you get to 5, 5 without getting lost, then you begin again, count 1 to 6. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Similarly, if there are no distractions, you begin again and count to 7, and then to 8, and then to 9, and then to 10. So counting without distraction from 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, 1 to 10. And this is also an option, the way of developing this closer relationship with the breath. Perhaps the most important quality of mind to cultivate and to sustain throughout the meditation is this sense of wakefulness. So as the mind becomes a little bit calmer, more relaxed, then it's very easy to become sleepy. And so it's important to put a lot of effort into sustaining this sense of wakefulness and brightness of mind, clarity of mind, sharpness of mind. If the mind is becoming sort of kind of blurry, and there's this indulgence in the pleasant feelings when the coarser defilements disappear, this will be a time when the mind loses its way and becomes sleepy and dull. That sense of knowing, that sense of clarity of mind, and wakefulness of mind